already know this is Punch Run Boxing, a.k.a. Mr. Moo. Shout himself. Congratulations to the two-division lineal champion, Teofimo Lopez, for hiring, acquiring, partnering up with one of the most prestige trainers in the sport of boxing, ex-former Trainer of the Year recipient Eddie Reynoso, the man that molded and built Canelo Alvarez, the 4th Division World Champion, super middleweight undisputed, King Nello, a.k.a. Garatello, a.k.a. Cash Nello, a.k.a. Payday, a.k.a. Get the F out of here, man. Y'all already know we saw earlier, several months ago, Canelo Alvarez leading up to the fight with Edgar Berlanga. We seen Teofimo Lopez, the takeover, working out with probably the greatest fighter of this generation in Canelo Alvarez. And y'all already know that Teofimo Lopez is the one that set the tone for this young generation, the most accomplished of this young generation, already has a resume to enter into the Hall of Fame. But Teofimo Lopez saying, you know what? Nah, I'm not satisfied. I need to elevate my game. He's just turned 27 years old. And like I always say, that in the prime years of the sport of boxing is 27 and 32. In between that threshold, that I always say that around 27, 32 years old is when your intellect and physical ability coexist at the highest level. And Teofimo Lopez is not satisfied. He want to be great. And like I said, Teofimo Lopez Sr. plus Eddie Reynoso equals the Takeover 2.0. Y'all already know that Teofimo Lopez Sr. is also a Trainer of the Year recipient. Eddie Hearn is a Trainer of the Year recipient. Man, that's like having a man, Emmanuel Stewart and Customado, you know what I'm saying, in your corner. Yeah, the 2 Trainer of the Year recipients. All right? And the good thing about both of these guys is these guys molded great fighters, great champions, and future Hall of Famers. Now, also, news yesterday was that George Kambosos Jr. has signed to Matchroom Boxing Eddie Hearn. And you know what? Eddie Hearn partnering up with Lou DiBella. Lou DiBella partnering up with Eddie Hearn. Ladies and gentlemen in the sport of boxing. Hey, yo, if Eddie Hearn and Lou DiBella could coexist, anybody could coexist. You could coexist with your enemy. Let me say it like this, man. If Eddie Hearn and Lou DiBella could do business together and could partner up and be cool and be cordial and be friendly, hey yo, that's like you and your bitter baby mama that have been taking you to child support and taking all that money out your pocket and telling the whole world that you a bad dad and all like that. Y'all could coexist. Y'all could be friends. Y'all could go. Y'all don't have to do separate parties for your child. Y'all could orchestrate a party for your child and be friends and be loving and get your side. You know what I'm saying, on the side and stuff like that. But anyway, let's keep it PG. George Kambosos called out Teofimo Lopez, and we all know that George Kambosos is the only blemish in Teofimo Lopez record. You know what I'm saying? And Teofimo Lopez have acknowledged that he will want to fight George Kamboso. You know what? Teofimo Lopez has been calling out Bud Crawford, trying to dare to be great, and I agree. Y'all already know. Y'all follow the channel, subscribe to the channel, smash the like button. I've been in agreement of Teofimo Lopez daring to be great. I don't know why other people was mad that Teofimo Lopez wanted dare to be great. I understand some of y'all got a little, y'all feelings got hurt because the way that he was trying to entice the fight. You know what I'm saying? Whoever want to get the banana first. People want to, and in reference to who he want to fight, whether Bud Crawford or Gervonta Tank Davis, and people got mad. I understand it could be a racial undertone. Yeah, at the end of the day, it's to entice a fight. This is boxing, all right, man? Come on, y'all. Anyway, and I like green bananas to throw in this and stuff like that. Maybe because we Latinos, it doesn't really affect us when you say that. Because, if you say, yo, you like banana, I'll be like, yeah, mango con los tres golpes. You know what I'm saying? Mofongo, I like mofongo. It doesn't hurt my feelings, but I understand. Well, anyway, but I think, though, it's a fight that, that Teofimo Lopez, outside of Bud Crawford, outside of Gervonta Tank Davis, outside of Ryan Garcia, in which these are potential fights. Maybe not I would love the Bud Crawford, but Bud Crawford is not trying to acknowledge Teofimo Lopez. Understood. Whatever. The Gervonta Tank Davis should be wanting to fight Teofimo Lopez and dare to be great. But I understand that he got a large fan base that enables him to have the junior varsity belt and the regular and it is what it is. Gervonta Tank Davis don't need to dare to be great. I get it. That's the way their fans feel. It is what it is. But Teofimo Lopez already dare to be great. Not once, but twice. You feel me? When he beat Vasily Lomachenko, when he was regarded pound for pound, 1, 2, 3, you can flip it around. And when he beat Josh Taylor, when he was undefeated and the undisputed at 140. And if it wasn't for the politics of the sport of boxing, like we all know, and I know some of y'all that be hating Teofimo Lopez don't want to admit, but you're not a dummy. If it wasn't for the politics of the sport of boxing, we'll be saying that Teofimo Lopez, by the age of 25, was the first and should be recognized as the two-division undisputed world champion in the full belt era. Yes. But since y'all don't want to recognize the politics of the sport of boxing like I do, that's what allows you to not know the truth. And I identify the truth. I recognize the truth because I identify the politics of the sport of boxing. But anyway, moving from there, George Kamboso, Teofimo Lopez. I know that George Kamboso has lost his last 4 fights. Well, 3 out of the last 4 fights. But in my opinion, even the Maxie Hugh fight, I thought that Maxie Hugh actually won that fight. But it is what it is. He got the Lomachenko fight, got knocked out by Lomachenko, on which Teofimo Lopez beat him. Got outboxed by Devin Haney in 24 rounds, right? But this is the fight that I think that probably Teofimo, it's not about the prize, but I think it's about I think it's a fight that he needs to get back. I think it's good for the psyche. I think that it's just the fight that he needs to get back, in my opinion. As a matter of fact, it was so much good of a win for George Kamboso that he is getting all these opportunities, these business opportunities, just based off his winning with Teofimo Lopez. Look, he just signed. Like I said, it's arguably he lost his last 4 fights and still managed to get another big deal with Matchroom Boxing. But that's all because his win versus Teofimo Lopez. And yo, I'm gonna say it like this: nobody has capitalized more off of a win in this young generation than a George Kamboso. It's got him 2 pay-per-view. Well, what was it? A pay-per-view event. Got him a stadium fight. You know what I'm saying? Got him 3 high-profile fights. You feel me? And that's because of the victory they had with Teofimo Lopez. So for you guys that be like, well, Teofimo Lopez doesn't sell that much and stuff like that. But I'm telling you like this, beating Teofimo Lopez is going to secure that. It's going to secure the bag for his opponent for fights. If it wasn't for that win, I don't think that George Kamboso would have had a contract with Matchroom Boxing. But it is what it is. That's how much of a significant win it was because the way where Teofimo Lopez was at after the Vasily Lomachenko fight. I think Tio needs it. I think his father needs it because it always goes back to George Kamboso and his haters always. I'm not saying to fight for your haters, but I'm saying that I think that I think that psychologically they still need that. They need to get that get back. If they don't get the fight that they want, like a tank, like a legacy fight, or they're in a big great like Bud Crawford, or a great money fight in the 140-pound division with Ryan Garcia and Teofimo Lopez, I think that's bigger. Of course, I would like to see Teofimo Lopez versus Devin the Dream Haney as well. There's great fights. Look, I think that even Arnold Barboza has by beating Jose Ramirez this past weekend, I think that he earns the shot of a Teofimo Lopez, and let's not forget Jack Catterall also. So there is a lot of great opportunity for Teofimo Lopez. You know what I'm saying? It don't have to be high profile, but I think is highly credible to beat a guy like Arnold Barboza to fight him, right? And he's undefeated. Jack Catterall, a lot of people felt that he beat Josh Taylor before that Teofimo Lopez beat him, and that's the way that they're trying to shame Teofimo Lopez. And at the end of the day, I thought it was a draw, and it could go either way because I believe that Jack Catterall in the first fight took his foot off the gas, but that illusion and perception changed when Jack Catterall actually beat Josh Taylor, right, in the second fight. Now, we always want to see great rematches. The trilogy with our darling Amanda Serrano, the 7th Division World Champion, the undisputed, the greatest. She is the GOAT, Amanda Serrano, versus Katie Taylor. Now that's a trilogy, and I believe that that's the most intriguing, and we already know it's intriguing, the most entertaining, and I think it's the primary rematch in the sport of boxing. Now, we just ain't talking about women boxing. Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor, the trilogy, is the primary fight in the sport of boxing. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the fight that I believe everybody is going to tune in, want to see, and even Clarissa Shields, she'll see that fight, and she's going to see it with hate in her eyes and blood and stuff like that. It's disgusting how Clarissa Shields, Antonio Tarver with a wig, is acting, but they're gonna make enough money, and it's gonna be a lot of views, and hopefully it's in Netflix. Shout out to Netflix. Shout out to Most Valuable Promotions, Nakisa, Jake Paul. You're doing a wonderful job with that event in Dallas, Texas. And the girls showed out and stole the show. Everybody now, people actually forgot about talking about Jake Paul and Mike Tyson already. Like, we haven't heard too many people talk about Mike Tyson at the moment. Everything is about Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor, and especially Amanda Serrano because 70,000 people in attendance saw Amanda Serrano winning. 50 million people viewership of Netflix saw Amanda Serrano. Believe a lot of people believe, casuals, hardcore, that believe that Amanda Serrano did win. And like I said in the other video, they didn't they wanted to steal her moment, but you didn't steal her moment because the people spoke louder than the scorecards and the announcer. The Bulls reign supreme. Sorry about Katie Taylor. She has to go through that. She still got the belts, but she ain't the people's champ. But Katie Taylor brings out the best out of Amanda Serrano. You need Amanda. Both of these girls need each other. And shout out to Katie Taylor. She's a champion in her own right. You know, that doesn't change the fact that she is a trailblazer. And yes, she could be arguably, people consider her arguably the greatest. And that's respectable as well. Shout out to Katie Taylor because she's a warrior as well. Yeah, she was a little dirty to the point where I feel like, damn, it could have been close to a disqualification. Yeah, at the end of the day, we the boxing fans win. It was a fight. It turned into a street fight. It is what it is. That's why we like the Ward versus Gotti. That's why we liked it. Baranchik versus Jose Cepeda, right? That was fight of the year a couple of years ago. So we like that slugfest. And that's what Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor is going to give us in the trilogy. But this time it's going to be personal because I don't think that Amanda Serrano, look, she said, I don't need the belts no more. So forget about that undisputed, the two-time division undisputed. Forget about me moving up. I'm going to move up again because that's what I've been doing since the first fight. And that's what I've been doing my whole career. Amanda Serrano, this is personal now. Right? And before everybody all humble, the teams are all cordial towards each other. The trilogy is going to be drama. And I know that Amanda Serrano ain't going, that's not her personality, but the teams, I'm telling you like this, is going to be more chippy than ever. You saw how Eddie Hearn was celebrating. You saw Nikisa after the fight, right? There's going to be so much tension in this trilogy that is going to be like Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis type of tension in a nutshell. You know what I'm saying? But I can't wait for the trilogy. Again, in boxing, rematches is worth more than the actual fight. Top Rank didn't even want to give Teofimo Lopez what? They just wanted to give Teofimo Lopez what I believe $1 million just to fight George Kamboso. Teofimo Lopez versus George Kamboso now is going to be probably Teofimo Lopez and George Kamboso's high payday. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think any other matchup for George Kamboso is because of his last 4 fights. I don't think that a lot of people care or looking forward to. He's in the 140-pound division. He said that if Teofimo Lopez, I'm just paraphrasing in a recent interview, that if he has the balls or something like that, Teofimo Lopez been wanting to fight you, and I know that personally. Now is a fight. I don't think that George Kamboso is afraid of Teofimo Lopez, and I'm knowing for sure that Teofimo Lopez want that get back. And I think that's a fight that needs to be made pronto. When it comes to Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor, there's a lot of things that the trilogy is just going to be at that. It's really going to set records and break records, right? And that 1.5 million they did their first fight alone, if it's on Netflix, I'm going to tell you like this. As the headliner, they will still have the record for most women, most viewed by a women fight. So Clarissa Shields, there is no matchup for you to even match to Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor. So you're gonna be hating for the rest of your life. You're gonna go to the grave hating on Amanda Serrano. So just sit back and watch like everybody else. You're gonna be one of those views as well. Anyway, y'all already know this is Punch Drunk Boxing, aka Mr. Moonshine himself. Rematches are more lucrative than the first fights in the sport of boxing. And I can't wait to see Teofimo Lopez get his get back versus George Kamboso if that comes to fruition. But I believe that Ryan Garcia and Teofimo Lopez is going to be probably the most realistic fight for Teofimo Lopez, in my opinion. I said Gervonta Tank Davis versus Teofimo Lopez is the legacy fight of this young generation, but I just don't think that Gervonta Tank Davis care enough to even be great or to live by that legacy, reign supreme, or even stand on legacy. I just hope that he does, because when he retires, look, ladies and gentlemen, as we all know, money comes and goes. Money comes and goes. I want Gervonta Tank Davis at least to give his skill set an opportunity to stand on legacy. Because if his career is over and keeps going like this, he's going nowhere. I mean, nobody's ever going to talk about Gervonta Tank Davis because it's not going to be anything memorable about him. So hopefully Teofimo Lopez gets these fights. I think he's earned the right to call out anybody he wants because of his accomplishments. Let me know what y'all think. And it was a great move. Shout out to Teofimo Lopez Sr. to partner up with Eddie Reynoso. A lot of people have been criticizing Teofimo Lopez Sr. for whatever reason, like if he's some selfish guy. He never been selfish. Teofimo Lopez Sr. always was supportive of bringing in people to help his son since day one. Let's not forget that he even brought Joey Gamache to help him out with Vasily Lomachenko. He brought Rubio as well. Like, you know what I'm saying? To get right back into the winning column versus Pedro Campa. He's always there to help his son enhance his greatness. So shout out to Teofimo Lopez Sr., another trainer of the year of the last 5 years. There's gonna be an incredible corner. It's gonna be incredible. The Takeover 2.0 is here to stay. You already know. Teofimo Lopez is in my opinion, yeah, a lot of people think because they just see the butts in the seats. Teofimo Lopez will reign supreme as the number one guy and the poster boy of the sport of boxing. If I would have told you by the age of 27 when Floyd Mayweather fought Chop Courtney that he would be the biggest star and the moneymaker in the sport of boxing, you would have laughed at me. Teofimo Lopez is 27 years old. When I told you he got the skills and the ingredients to be the spearhead in the sport of boxing and to be the front man in the sport of boxing, like Canelo Alvarez is today. Teofimo Lopez have all the ingredients, the skills, and the accomplishment to do that. To be the face of boxing and the king of boxing, you have to attract everybody, but you also have to have accomplishment. And that's why, to be honest, a guy like Gervonta Tank Davis, and where there's people and pundits that want to put him as this guy is one of the faces of boxing, he don't have the accomplishment to do so. Teofimo Lopez does. You're going to see. Like I said, when Floyd Mayweather was 27 years old after Chop Courtney, if I would have told you that Floyd Mayweather was going to be who he became, Money Man, y'all would have laughed at me. Y'all laughed at me when I said that Teofimo Lopez was going to outbox Vasily Lomachenko. Y'all laughed at me when I said that he's going to school Josh Taylor. Keep on betting against Teofimo Lopez, and you're going to keep on losing your money. Ladies and gentlemen, subscribe to the channel, smash the like button. This is Punch Wrong Boxing, a.k.a. Mr. Moonshine himself, a.k.a. El Adobo, El Sazón, El Borracho, El Pastor de Boxeo. Love you, God bless. And on to the next.